Hey y'all. Alright. So this topic. Let me say it. The angels are here. The aliens are here. Your higher self is here. Your spirit family is here. Always and in all ways. Alright. What does that look like moving forward? There's a lot going on right now with disclosure, ETs, space stuff, the world, our ancient history. All these things are really hot topics right now, you could say. Not even just like outside of the spiritual community. I mean, if you are starting to pull your head out of the sand, or maybe even just have the head in the sand or watching regular news all the time, you're going to start to see more and more stuff. It's very prevalent right now with like prepping, kind of. It's so like ridiculously obvious. It's kind of weird, I don't know, you can call it what you want. I don't want to call it all propaganda. Some of it certainly is. It's like a propagandic prepping, you could say. And now it's hard for like one agenda to really like take over, just the way that the mind and consciousness, information, internet, everything is set up. And those aren't, I can say those are separate things, but they're correlative. Those are all correlative factors that allow for the advancement of the mind and humanity and our collective to now be at a place to where even if the population, say, and certainly there is a still significant aspect of the population that seems to want to lie to itself, to keep its head in the sand, to stay ignorant. These things just, it can't function in that way that it once could, because of that mass scale of availability, that mass scale of just information and advancement that correlates with just the consciousness of the planetary system, the collective mankind evolving. Our capacity to lie to ourselves and not see the truth in that way is not what it once was. So, and that's a beautiful thing. And so all that propaganda and stuff in regards to that is not really going to hold the sway that it once would have, to most you could say, to a lot. Certainly there are still some that seem to like to be under that influence, you could say, but that's drastically, rapidly changing, as that vibration of putting oneself under the fear program, you could say, of others, fear, security, kind of surrender protocol. Surrender programming. It's not protocol. It's a programming that attempts to initiate that protocol. But that's no longer functioning in that way. So where am I going with all this, with the ET stuff and aliens? Well, one of the things I feel like we're going to see is rapid advancement. I see that taking place here in the next 6 months to a year. Rapid advancement of this information, of sightings. When I say sightings, I am referring to spacecraft sightings, as well as beings. There will be beings that, and there have been beings that appear in different ways, whether they seem to appear with or without craft. That will take place, whether these beings seem to have physical bodies, or whether they manifest light bodies, in a sense. This will vary. Whether certain information that's coming from these beings that will seem to be shared. There's what seems to be a technological offering that would be given, provided for, or a more what you could call spiritual inner essence that would be provided for. I say provided for. I don't really. You're providing it for yourself, but there will still seem to be windows where that opportunity for provision seems to come outside of oneself, where we still want the symbols, and that's important to note. These beings are just no more than that. It's the same thing. You have these beautiful reflections and symbols here on this planet of our brothers and sisters, and then we have that cosmic family that is there as brothers and sisters. And this is really just part of the intelligence of us just stepping in together and seeing that we are one. We are one. That will be an obvious aspect of being one human family, one planetary body on planet Earth that we are, and then we can share that also with the cosmic family. Well, there will still be lots of opportunity for, I don't want to say division, because it's more just an opportunity for the each individual to choose. So there will be, an opportunity to choose. What's of value? What does one want? Does one want external comforts and these? And there's not. I don't want to frame this in a right or wrong way. I know I tend to have a certain leaning myself that can prejudice the way that I present something. That's not lost on me. So I can tend to present the technological advancement as almost a negative thing, right? And it's not that, certainly. It's not that. It's neutral as a whole, but with a certain, you could say, compassion and love and respect for the mother aspect of Earth, for the brothers and sisters, other life that resides on that planetary body of Earth. If there's not a unity of thought, of companionship, of sharing in that, then there's a self-centered, destructive nature that is essentially only out for self and its own self-preservation and comfort and ability to create what it wants and how to improve upon that. So that's the more, you could say, negative aspect of the technological advancement side. Law of one, they use service to self, service to others, that type of understanding. This falls widely into that. These technological advancements in that way are widely used as service to self implements and strategies in that way. We're going to seem to pass through, because one of the things about this kind of shift and opening of the planetary sphere, you could say, to higher forms of life is, we're also going to see through the veil of where we haven't seen, where that's already been ongoing, all right, and where that's already been the case, where these, technologies have been implemented the whole time, where they've been used in those service to self ways, all right, by a few, you could say relatively few that had, certain agendas and things that were going on. You could label that conspiracy theories. You can call that whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not. That's not my business. What you refer to it as. When we see these things, and the reason I speak on these things is because I do feel like there is a certain responsibility. There is a certain, accountability, integrity that calls me to speak on these things, because without a certain proper understanding and seeing, you get sucked into that system itself. What do I mean, that system? I mean this system of fear, the system of idea of attack and defense, and that becomes it's a part of that. It's a subtle part of that programming that puts you at defense, at a juxtaposition, wanting to fight, wanting to extract some level of maybe vengeance or distorted justice, in that sense, that lacks compassion and forgiveness. Pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. It would just overlook option for forgiveness and compassion to forgive those entities, to allow them that choice point to see the error and to move on, and to recognize the innocence also and the error of the ones that don't want to do that want to continue on in certain ways, while at the same time learning to stand in our truth and what we're valuing as a planetary body, as a human collective, as individuals. What do we value? What as a tribe, as a whole, what kind of characteristics and behaviors and qualities do we exude? Do we want to exemplify? Do we want to see as a whole surface and really sprout forth and grow? What are we cultivating here? And we've really been in an infancy, you could say, to where we didn't have really even the capacity to choose for ourselves in that way. We thought we did. We thought we were mature adults and responsible citizens of Earth. Yeah, fucking right. Maybe look again. Some always have been, but now it's seeing that, like, okay, well, we were the whole time really just kind of being guided and assisted, so we didn't, kill ourselves in the crib or some shit. And that's okay. That's okay. That's beautiful. That's innocent too. But now, we're at that point. Now, the lies are over. It is time for accountability and responsibility. And that, we step into that. We've got those that are willing to assist us in that have always been assisting in that have shown, the way to cultivate these things, to allow that to flourish, to allow that to grow, to allow for the highest, you could say, commingling of beings, because we're going to have the opportunity to intermingle, you could say, with multiple points of galactic, cosmic beings of light, and some, lesser degrees of density than light. And so it's, you have that choice. You have that choice. The birds of a feather say. So there's gonna be birds showing up. Might be some new migratory patterns that start, you could say. New groups you could fly south with for the winter. Me, I choose the highest. I choose those that are in service of love and light and truth, wisdom. That would cultivate love on this planet. That would help life grow and flourish. Not just here, but everywhere, in all ways. With the heart open, melting away anything that's not the truth. It's not the love of God. And whatever shows up, then that is welcome. And that spirit is welcome. Fellowship and in harmony, in service and in love. So, whatever comes, it's always just a choice. And the choice is always to know You don't need to fear anything. What you are is what all is. So, arise, O man, and see all. Be with all. Love all. Eate, asheate. Eate, haete. Asheate, ate, ae, ashe. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Let's welcome all into the heart.